All right, listen up. Your money from Social Security is hitting bank accounts in July. And for a lot of you, it's going to be a pretty normal month. After some weirdness earlier this year, things are getting back on track. But pay attention because knowing your exact payment date can make a huge difference in how you manage your cash. First up, if you get Supplemental Security Income, or SSI, your cash is arriving on Tuesday, July 1st. That's right, the very first day of the month. No delays because July 1 lands on a Monday. This payment is for those who really need it: older folks, blind individuals, or people with disabilities who have very little income or stuff. We're talking about folks with seriously limited money and possessions here. Now, the maximum you can get from SSI really depends on your situation. If you're an individual, the biggest check you'll see is about $940. But if you're a couple, both eligible, you could be looking at up to $1,415. And hey, if you're an essential person helping out an SSI recipient, you might get around $470. These numbers, they got a bump earlier this year to keep up with the cost of living, thanks to the Social Security Administration. It's called the COLA, but you just need to know it means more money to fight rising prices. Remember how some folks got 2 SSI payments in May? That happened because June 1st was a weekend, so the June payment came early. But for July, that's not happening. No advance payments in June meant July is just one regular payment. So don't expect any double checks this month. But hold up, listen closely. You will see double payments again later this year. Get ready for 2 payments in August, 2 in October, and another 2 in December. That's because the first day of the next month lands on a weekend or a holiday, so the payment gets pushed into the previous month. This happens because the system wants to make sure you get your money on time, even if the actual payment date falls on a non-business day. About 7.5 million people rely on SSI every single month across the country. It's a huge lifeline. Generally, if you're an adult earning more than around $2,019 a month from work, you might not qualify for SSI, but those limits can change for couples or if it's for kids. This program is all about supporting basic needs, especially when housing, food, and medical costs keep climbing. Okay, now let's talk about the big one: regular Social Security retirement, disability, and survivor benefits. These payments are super important for over 70 million Americans, and they roll out on different dates in July, mostly depending on when you were born. It's a staggered system, making sure everyone gets their money in an organized way. The first group to get paid in July is on Wednesday, July 3rd. This is for 2 main groups: those who started getting their benefits way back before May 1997, and anyone who gets both SSI and regular Social Security benefits. So if you fall into one of those categories, mark July 3rd on your calendar. Next up, if your birthday falls between the 1st and the 10th of any month, your payment is set for Wednesday, July 9th. This is usually the second Wednesday of the month. So if you're a July baby born early in the month, or any month baby with an early birthday, that's your day. Then for folks whose birthdays land between the 11th and the 20th of any month, your money hits on Wednesday, July 16th. This is usually the third Wednesday of the month. Keep an eye out for that deposit if your birthday is in this window. And finally, for everyone else, if your birthday is between the 21st and the 31st of any month, your payment comes on Wednesday, July 23rd. This is the fourth Wednesday of the month. That covers pretty much everyone else receiving these benefits. How much money are we talking about here? Well, the maximum Social Security benefit for someone who retired at full retirement age is a hefty sum, around $4,018 a month. If you decided to claim your benefits super early, like at age 62, the maximum is around $2,831. But if you were smart and waited until age 70, you could be looking at a maximum check of about $5,108. On average, though, retired workers are seeing checks of around $2,002 as of May this year, which is a big deal because it just crossed the 2,000 mark for the first time. These amounts are calculated based on your highest 35 years of earnings, adjusted for inflation, which is why the averages tend to go up over time. Now, here's something you really need to pay attention to because it could shrink your check: overpayments. If the Social Security Administration paid you too much money in the past, maybe they messed up the calculation, or you didn't update your marital status, income, or disability status, they're coming for that money back. And starting late July, they're getting way more aggressive about it. Here's the deal. Before, if you owed them money, they would take back about 10% of your monthly benefits to pay off that debt. Not anymore. Starting late July, they're going to snatch back 50% of your check. Yeah, that means your payment could be cut in half until you pay back what you owe. We don't have an exact count of how many people are affected, but the SSA tried to get money back from around 2 million people just last year. Most of these overpayments happen to folks getting Social Security Disability Insurance, or SSDI, and SSI benefits. Why the sudden big jump? Well, there's been a lot of back and forth on this. It used to be they'd take back everything, 100%, but then the administration eased up to 10% after a public outcry. Now it's a compromise at 50%. So if you're one of those people, you've got to act fast. If you still have the extra money they sent you by mistake, pay it back now to avoid future deductions. But here's your way out. You can contact the Social Security Administration and ask for a lower recovery rate. Or if losing half your payment would completely wreck your finances and it wasn't even your fault, you can even ask them to waive the repayment. Seriously, call them. Don't just sit there and let your check get cut in half. And moving forward, always keep an eye on your payments for anything weird. And make sure you update your info with the SSA pronto if anything in your life changes, like your income, marital status, or disability status. This is crucial to avoid future headaches. These Social Security payments aren't just numbers on a page. They're a massive force in the American economy. With millions of people relying on them for basic necessities, the timing of these payments creates what we call a payment pulse. Think of it like this. Retailers, pharmacies, and discount stores see a clear bump in sales right after these payments go out. Groceries can see a sales lift of about 4 to 6% in the week following payments. Pharmacies might see a 10 to 15% increase in prescription pickups because people prioritize their health once they get their money. In discount stores like Dollar General, they see more foot traffic as lower income folks stretch their budgets for essentials. It's a huge deal for the financial stability of countless households, especially with the cost of everything going up. The cost of living adjustment, which for this year was around 2.8%, is supposed to help you keep your buying power, but inflation can still bite. So every dollar counts, and knowing when it's coming is key to planning your budget. If you're ever unsure about your benefits, your payment status, or need to update your bank info, don't guess. The Social Security Administration has an official website, ssa.gov, where you can check things out. Or you can just pick up the phone and call them directly at 1-800-772-1213. If your payment doesn't show up on time, give it about 3 working days first. Sometimes there's just a small delay in posting. But if it's still missing after that, definitely call them up. They'll review your case and replace the payment if it's due. This whole system is a lifeline, helping millions of Americans cover housing, food, and medical care. Staying informed is your best defense against financial surprises. So keep these dates in mind, manage your money wisely, and make sure you're getting every penny you're entitled to. All right, that's the lowdown on your July Social Security payments. Hope this helped clear things up and gets you ready for the month ahead. If you found this useful, do me a huge favor. Smash that like button. Hit subscribe if you haven't already, and ring that notification bell so you never miss another update on your money. Stay smart, stay safe, and I'll catch you in the next one.